Welcome to Ignite, where you'll learn how to enter a new reality that results in real change. Each season is a self-contained teaching series that will help you to live a full life, lead with power, love, and self-discipline, and renew your mind without conforming to the ways of the world. You'll become certain of the unseen. You'll be sure of what you hope for. This season, we're teaching Breakthrough, how to get unstuck with God's power. Welcome to part 2 or episode 2 in this series called Breakthrough, how to get unstuck with God's power. So for this one, if you want to continue along with us with the YouVersion app, you can go to your show notes and you can follow along by clicking on the link in your show notes. So last episode, we talked about the 3 types of breakthrough and just how visceral and visual and clear breakthrough is part of the biblical story. And we looked at it about God as God of the breakthrough and rescuing King David from his being really stuck in the face of his enemies. We looked at the impact of the gospel and how it is providing this breakthrough of this veil that separates man from God. And we also looked at grace and how it is a form of breakthrough against the stronghold, the mastery of sin in our lives. So if you're feeling stuck right now, you probably want to just jump immediately to what could the breakthrough solution be. And I'm going to suggest that instead of doing that, it might be more important to first truly understand your current state instead of trying to escape it all. And you might be responding like, but what do I need to know about this current state? I am stuck. And we talked a little bit about what it means to feel stuck. And it's one of those things that you just say you know it when you feel it. You look at your life, you check how you feel, and you say, I'm just stuck. My life is stuck. It's not going anywhere. I'm not growing. However, I feel that it's actually very valuable to name what it is that's occurring to you right now. That this process of actually putting a name to this very thing that is bothering you, that's holding you back, is really actually the first step as opposed to diving right in. And I'll give you an example of why I believe this. Sal, there's a moment in Mark 5 where Jesus encounters a demon. And he does something which I've always thought was very curious. Jesus encountering a demon. And what is he saying? It's almost like they're at a cocktail party. He says, "What is your name?" And then the demon replies, "My name is Legion, for we are many." And it is a very, I suppose, unusual question on the surface of it. And there's probably other ways we could look at, why is he asking the name of this demon, and why is it Legion, and why does it seem very similar to the names of Roman armies? But I don't want to actually get into that part. I just want to focus on the fact that Jesus is asking the name of this demon. And I think some of that is us. I think that's a pattern for us. He's illustrating that, even he, who probably already knew the answer, called out for its name. And I think that that's something that we need to do when we're stuck. Now, being stuck isn't the same as being possessed, but I think the illustration of calling out that which is your enemy to living a full life is still certainly very valuable. And so I wanted to propose in this episode, we go through 7 different names of stuck. And we can sort of, as I go through it, ask yourself, which one do you fall into? And let that be a way for you to put almost a fence around the nature of being stuck. Because once you've named it, you now have a better clarity and understanding of what you need to do and what your state is. And that is very valuable. So let's talk about the 7. So I'm going to read the 7, and then we'll kind of like go over at a very high level what they mean. And they're fairly self-evident, but we'll breeze through this because it's really more about you feeling a sense of containing what it is that is making you feel stuck. So the 7 are sliding, stalled, stalemated, strong-armed, surrendered, surrounded, and suffocated. And they all kind of mean the same thing, but they all have slight differences. So which one are you? And everyone's going to react to the word slightly differently, but let's use this as an example. Let's just go through it together quickly, and then if you want more details, you can go into the show notes. So sliding, it evokes backsliding. You are trying, but for some reason you keep going back. You're trying, and then your self-help, your self-initiative is not going anywhere. You move forward, and then you find yourself sliding back. You're making a little bit of progress, and then you find yourself in the same space. Stalled. The engine isn't running. You're just in place, and you're trying, and you're not making any progress at all. Or you're just out of gas. You just aren't even trying. Stalemated. You're looking at a set of options, and you feel stuck. You take one path, it seems like there's something negative in your way. You take another path, you're blocked again. You're stalemated. You feel as if you're in this dynamic chess game. It could be with a real person as an opposition. It could be your circumstances, but you are feeling stuck. Strong-armed. This is where you're actually being physically held back. This is often in the case of a relationship where they have more power over you and you are just stuck. They have, indicated actual power. They're not blocking you. There's some use of force, maybe physical force, maybe spiritual, maybe social. Something is strong-arming you to remain where you are. Surrendered is you in your state. You have given up. You are not even trying. You've reached a state where you don't even feel there's a chance to succeed, and you've literally put up the white flag and said, it's over. There's nothing I can do. Surrounded. You're looking around, and something is slowly coming around you. It's not maybe as sophisticated as a stalemate where there's specific choices. It literally is you turn all the way around and there's nowhere to go. It's completely surrounding you. You don't even see paths that you think you can try. And the last is suffocated. So the air, the inspiration to try anything has been pulled out, and it's just you almost feel a sense of impending death coming upon you. It's so suffocating. You can't speak about it. You can't talk about it. You can't take a breath physically or spiritually. You're suffocating. So as I went through this, feel free to come back to this. This is one of the things where I think you need to sit with it and really try to figure out, where are you stuck? So which of the 7 does best name you're stuck? And if you can't come up with it, listen to it again. And ask yourself as we go through this, what do you think the root causes are? What could they be? Are there some things that you believe are the root causes? Now, if you come back, you can either use the YouVersion app, which will pull it up, or the verses are here in the show notes, and you can go and click through those and see it. And that should help you to also identify opportunities to really express your state of stuck. And I would say this is really important. If you look at the 2 verses from Psalm that I put in there, it's from 22 and 142. David is really laying bare his soul to God. And I think this is an important part that many people skip when they're stuck. So go ahead, do that, and I'm looking forward to you for the next episode. But please sit with this. This is a short episode because it's meant for you to replay it if you need to, or go back to the show notes. So spend some time and identify what is your state of stuck.